Very rarely. Super excited. You know. And we got, like I said before, we got three 50-50 fights. We got the upcoming fight this weekend with Anthony Joshua and Usyk. We got Caleb Plant versus Canelo. And then we got Porter versus Crawford. Alright. And I can tell you now, all three fights are great. But I'm not excited as much for Anthony Joshua versus Usyk, or even Porter versus Crawford as much, because those two fights are not unification, and they're not making history, right? Canelo versus Caleb is making history. Canelo versus Caleb is champion versus champion. Canelo versus Caleb is one undefeated fighter versus another who damn near looks unbeatable. You know, that's what we're looking at. And I'm telling you, man, I'm super excited for it. I know Caleb is gonna implement different things in that ring, so I'm looking forward to that. I know Canelo can implement certain things in the ring as well. Obviously, this is Just K. What's up, my brother? Shout out to Just K. Obviously, this fight is a serious fight. Canelo knows he cannot underestimate Caleb Plant. He knows Caleb Plant is a threat. That's why he's so boisterous and talkative. But I really like it. I like the Canelo shit talking Canelo. Why? Because now we're getting to see Canelo and can see his personality and who he is. So I'm liking it. You know, but obviously I got lots of respect for Caleb Plant. Caleb Plant reminds me of Andre Ward a lot. You know, Caleb Plant take boxing deadly serious. You know, and all you guys got to do is go watch Fight Hype, I think it is, and you'll see Caleb Plant punch. Well, actually, Ness from the Boxing Boy said the same thing. He punched Canelo in the solar plexus. Yeah, he did punch Canelo, and he punched him in the solar plexus. All right, I know what I'm saying. I know my boxing. A lot of y'all don't know boxing, so it is what it is, right? And now I learned that actually Caleb Plant did slap Canelo. He actually hit him a slap, so he actually connected with that. And the weird thing about it is the slap is actually a left hook. So what Plant showed us, I'm gonna break it down for you guys again, because everybody's talking about Canelo's experience, but I don't know, man. So basically, I'm in the orthodox stance here, okay? And basically, Plant did this, boom, boom, right? No, he did this, boom, boom, right up the center. So he came with the left hook, which is basically this. Came with a left hook up top, and then hook a dig to the body, more like a right uppercut to the body, boom, right there, right. And he was here with the extended guard. And Canelo, he basically came with a jab and then a right hand. So he came with a jab right hand, basically. Whop! Right? On Caleb Plant. What can I say about it? I'll say them guys equally matched and they really fast. That stuff was explosive, quick, fast, and showed me just how bad these boys are. Now Canelo's saying he don't like to be called a motherfucker, yet he called, Demetrius Andrade a motherfucker. He said, fuck you, get the fuck out of here, right? Motherfucker. So, if you can call Demetrius Andrade motherfucker, then obviously, Caleb Plant can call you motherfucker. Now, Canelo felt disrespected because, of course, he's top of the sport. And so, because he felt disrespected, he disrespected Caleb Plant, physically disrespected him, and therefore Caleb Plant came back and started to assault Canelo. And Canelo responded by assaulting back Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant responded by assaulting Canelo back. two for two. And obviously, Caleb Plant is not afraid of Canelo at all. You know. And he came out and talked about, Canelo doping and cheating and being called for cheating. So Caleb Plant ain't playing, and Caleb Plant believes every single word he's saying. He's not backing down for nothing. That leads to a fight, ladies and gentlemen. That leads to two heads clashing, and I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be a classical fight. And a lot of people feel Canelo's going to knock out Caleb Plant. I don't see that. I don't see that happening. A lot of people think Caleb Plant is weak or something. I don't know what they watching. Some people are delusional and they don't understand what just went down. But I'm going to say this. Caleb Plant will hold his own against Canelo. I'm going to tell you that. Not only will he hold his own, but he might just beat Canelo. Like I said before. He might just beat him. Because I'm watching how smart he is, and he's very, very smart. He's very, very smart. While y'all was looking at Canelo slapping him up top, he was punching Canelo below. And, mind you, that was a left hook to the head that connected, and a right to the solar plexus. Notice how accurate Caleb Plant was. He hit him to the solar plexus. Okay? Very accurate punching, and very quick punching. And while Canelo did ride the punch and get out the way of the punch somewhat by snapping back and coming in forward with the straight left right hand, Caleb Plant already done the damage, and then he did extra damage to the body, just showing him he could touch him a certain place. And notice who ended up standing in the center of the place on the podium. He knocked Canelo back. Canelo had to jump back anyway. He has quick reflexes. And again, I'm going to say this again to all of you guys out there. Canelo is quick. He's very, very explosive and fast. Anybody telling me Canelo not quick, you don't know what the hell. I heard a guy tell me Canelo have slow feet. I think it was actually Blue Blood Sports Team even said that, and I corrected him. Canelo don't have slow feet. And just because he fights flat-footed, it's just because he's trying to get most leverage in it. He's very explosive. He's very quick with his feet. Very, very explosive, very quick. Just K, salute, sir. J. Homel Mass says, sup, bro? Yeah, I'm cool, man. Both of you up in here, you guys are boxing junkies. You know what I'm saying? Canelo, I've said this about Canelo all along. I told you he's quick. He has quick feet. He don't have slow feet. Canelo's not slow-footed. Obviously, you saw how quick his reflexes were. Untelegraphed left hook that came out of nowhere. And he got hit with it, but he got hit with the slap. But guess what? He snapped back and got out of the way of that thing, right? And then when Caleb Plant dipped to this side, Canelo hit him with first. He hit him with a jab. It was a straight jab, open palm, right? That's what broke Caleb Plant's glasses, smashed it, and you just see the glasses flying out the way. Caleb Plant dips down, right? And Canelo smacks him on the other side of his face, right? On the left side of his face, smacks him. Remember, the overhand right is something that Caleb Plant gets hit with. He smacks him with that. Meanwhile, Caleb Plant dipped down to rip that solar plexus shot, which he did. You know what I'm saying? He ripped it to Canelo, and Canelo jumped back. Again, reflexes like a fucking cat. Canelo got reflexes like a cat. So he didn't get the full brunt of the punch, but he did eat some of that. When he came down with this, he actually ate some of that solar plexus shot. And Caleb Plant is only sending this message to Canelo. Every time you do something to me, I'm going to do something to you. You heard him. He said, I got mine in, he got his in. Right? Canelo landed 2 punches, Caleb Plant landed 2 punches. This is a fight, ladies and gentlemen. That's what makes me so excited, because I know this is a real challenge for Canelo. He actually has a guy who's willing to challenge him wit for wit, skill for skill, ability for ability. And I love that. I love that. And Canelo's chirping like nothing. I like Canelo chirping too. I like that. I like to see, because he's a killer. Everybody should know Canelo's a killer. But now what we are realizing is, and what some of them fanboys out there is trying to do, is discredit Caleb Plant, not realizing that this is a challenge for Canelo. This is a real challenge for Canelo. Right? All y'all talking about David Benavidez. I'm going to say this. David Benavidez is a little boy. He a little boy. He can't handle Canelo. He can't handle Canelo. He ain't got no defense, first of all. He's still working on his defense. He can't handle Caleb Plant. You heard me. He can't handle Caleb Plant. He a big little boy. He uses size. He throw plenty punches. And that's what he used to win fights. Caleb Plant would deal with him. He would handle him. I'm telling y'all now. All right? And Caleb Plant showed me so much in that little exchange. So much about him. He not stupid. And I remember Genaro Hernandez versus Floyd Mayweather. And I remember how experienced Genaro Hernandez is. And again, they went to and fro. It was almost like a rugby match for a minute, you know, or a football match where, I mean, Genaro Hernandez tackled Floyd to the ground and shit. But Floyd, even though he didn't have the experience of Genaro Hernandez, he had the skills and the fundamentals of boxing. And he was smart. And he broke Genaro Hernandez down skill-wise. And I'm going to say this right now. This is going to be a fight because Caleb Plant has what it takes. And not just has what it takes, but he got the intelligence and he got the foundation to beat Canelo. That's how close this fight is. And Canelo knows this. Canelo's aware of this. That's why he's chirping so much. Right? And Caleb Plant knows this. So it's going to come down to who wants it more at the end of the day. Now, for those who are Canelo fans, of which I am a Canelo fan, I'm going to say this to y'all. You saw Canelo two-piece Caleb Plant. So that already tells you that Canelo can win this fight too. It's not like I'm saying Caleb Plant will win it. I'm not saying that at all. I don't know who will win it. And I love fights like that. I love a fight where I don't know who will win. It's like asking me a question. If Andre Ward and Floyd Mayweather were the same size, who would have won? I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know who would win. Now we have a scenario, something like that. And I can't tell you how much I love those kinds of fights. I can't tell you how much I love those kinds of fights. Two skilled, in their primes, top fighters. And I can't pick the winner. I love it. This is what boxing's all about. I hope this thing kills pay-per-view. You know, and if these two guys don't like each other, that's good too. All of that's good. You know, I hope they fight smart behind all of that, and we get all that viciousness, but yet at the same time, we get a tactical battle that's like throwback shit, but just on a higher level now because we're talking about modern times. So I can't wait for this fight. I can't wait for this fight. I see a lot of you guys come out here chirping because you can't wait for this fight either. Man said that press conference got me hype as fuck. Can't wait. Dude, hey, I'm hype. I'm hyped for this fight. I can't wait. I could pay for this fight right now. I could pay for this fight right fucking now. That's how dope this fight is. You know, this is a real fight. This is a real fight, like I said, and I'm gonna say it again. Because a lot of people say, oh, this is like Floyd Mayweather versus Andre Ward. I'm telling y'all, I know what I'm saying. This is like Floyd Mayweather and Canelo's Floyd and Caleb is Andre. I'm telling y'all, that's how exciting this fight is. I don't know who will win. I don't know. I'm not picking a winner. But what I'll tell you is, this is going to be a freaking fight when it's all said and done. Because you know Caleb Plant training his ass off. You know, after that press conference, Caleb Plant went straight back to the gym. You know that. And you think Canelo isn't going back to... Canelo's going back to the gym too. Because his ass is like, his ass ain't going to beat my ass. I'm pound for pound king. I ain't having that. And Caleb's training in the other corner like, I'm going to get this motherfucker. Because I am the best. So that motherfucker's probably training right now. I'm telling you, man, this is going to be a good fight. It's going to be a good fight. And if they both feel uncomfortable and on edge, you're supposed to feel on edge, no matter how calm you are. If you feeling like you got this in the bag, you're going to lose the fight. You know what I mean? You got to be on edge. You got to be edgy. And Caleb, hopefully, You know, people know how to interact around Caleb with that situation. You're supposed to feel on edge. You're supposed to feel like you need to work harder. You're supposed to feel in a sort of way like you ain't ready yet, but you ready. You confident, but you know the process, but you know you ain't ready yet. You know what I'm saying? That you're supposed to feel that way. Uh, DF says Caleb didn't land a gut punch. You're a fanboy. Okay. You still in denial? Just K says I predict this fight will turn up past 4 rounds. Man, this fight gonna be crazy. It's gonna be lit in certain places. It's not gonna be lit all the time, obviously, because it's a tactical fight. But it's gonna be lit in places. And Canelo gonna learn. Well, Canelo probably knows that he not gonna just be able to walk Caleb Plant down. And he knows Caleb Plant's gonna fight him in the center ring if necessary. You saw them just clash. They clashed, and Caleb Plant wasn't afraid of Canelo. He wasn't like box lot, but he a bitch. You know, Billy Joe Saunders is a bitch. He bitched out on Canelo in a press conference where he was supposed to come up and face to face off. He was supposed to do a face off with Canelo, and he bitched out. All right, he bitched out because guess what? Billy Joe Saunders is a bitch. Okay, that's the truth. Right? If he could have jumped out of that fight and get out of the fight, he would have gotten out of the fight. Caleb Plant's not the same. Like I said before, whether Canelo got PEDs, whether he got roids, whatever he got, that ain't gonna help him. Right? And if he's cheating, he gonna lose. If he's cheating, he will lose the fight. But I don't really truly believe, because Canelo, there's a sore spot for Canelo when he got claimed buterol appearing in the system. I think he's trying his best. He tried his best to clear his name of that, you know, because he hasn't been caught dirty since by Vada, right? And I'm pretty sure he's clean for this fight. So, of course, just like how Floyd used that stuff against Shane Mosley, obviously, Caleb Plant's going to use that against Canelo. And obviously, it presses Canelo's buttons. Canelo don't like that. He gets pissed off just hearing that, right? And so I think that's really what it is. And Canelo, if he could ass whoop Caleb Plant, he would try and ass whoop Caleb Plant. But it's not gonna be that easy. He gonna realize he can't. Just like how he couldn't bully Danny Jacobs, he's not gonna be able to bully Caleb Plant. I'm telling y'all. I ain't asking you. Caleb Plant took 2 slaps from Canelo and landed a gut punch. And who's the one that was moving away from Caleb Plant? Canelo. Because Canelo's actually smaller than Caleb Plant. And y'all forget this. He came up in weight. And what y'all need to understand is another thing. I know I don't mean to disrespect nobody, because I ain't disrespecting nobody. Canelo's brilliant. Okay? He's brilliant. And I don't think he's gonna get just out overwhelmed by Caleb Plant, or none of that shit's gonna happen. People worried about Caleb Plant fading in the later rounds. That ain't gonna happen either. So here's what's up. These both guys gonna be in the shape of their lives. They're gonna be conditioned to the max. They're gonna do their thing. That's not the problem. Here's the problem. The problem is that we need them to stay healthy all the way down to November 6th so we could see this fight. So I want to just make sure that the both of them get to November 6th. I know Canelo gonna keep his end of the deal. Caleb Plant gonna keep his end of the deal. They're those kind of guys. Canelo, man, Canelo, man, I'm so happy you're giving us this fight. I'm not gonna lie. Whoever wins this fight, man, y'all deserve to be the next superstar. Y'all gonna be big. Y'all gonna be big. This gonna be I'm telling you, this gonna be an epic fight. It's gonna be an epic fight. And Canelo got his defense and everything. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. This thing could crescendo more and more. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, the people who are with Showtime, they don't want it to crescendo. But we as fans, obviously for entertainment purposes and to make the fight bigger, we are hoping it can go to the next level, right? Maybe not throw hands, but something else. But at the end of the day, man, this was good stuff. This was good stuff, and I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up, and y'all now realize Caleb Plant. Well, Sean Porter and a lot of people who sparred Caleb Plant know he have a dog in him. He's a dog and everything. They know about that a long time. But I'm looking forward to this fight, man. I'm looking forward to this fight, man. This gonna be lit. I think this gonna be the best pro fight of the year. You know, Pacquiao versus Ugas was good, but Ugas kind of dominated that fight, right? But since Caleb, because Caleb Plant don't have that experience, I don't know if he will dominate Canelo. I don't think he will dominate him. I don't think so. I think it's gonna be a close fight. And a lot of people are gonna say, well, if it's a close fight, Canelo's gonna win it. We'll see. I mean, it's how the fight closed, how people close the fight, and a lot of other things, you know, that had to go down for that. But I think it's gonna be a pretty close fight. I think it's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a very, very good fight. And I think a lot of people are underestimating Caleb Plant. Yeah, Caleb Plant got hit with a 1-2. Let's not even pretend like that didn't happen. But he gave back as good as he got. So we're gonna see. Now he was supposed to be super slick. The guy who was actually more slick was Canelo, in my opinion, in that trade off though. Because Canelo didn't get hit in the face. He did get hit to the body though. So but he still kind of danced out of the way of it. So but having said that, Caleb Plant stood his ground against Canelo. And so anybody thinking that Caleb Plant, we don't know what game plan Caleb Plant will have. We don't know. But what I can tell you is he's going to step to Canelo at some point in the fight if he doesn't step to Canelo soon. And it's going to be fireworks. And I can't wait for that. And you see Caleb Plant's more accurate than Billy Joe Saunders. He's absolutely sharper than Billy Joe Saunders. Faster than Billy Joe Saunders. And all of this just to say this. Billy Joe Saunders never took care of his body. He'd blow up in weight, go down. Caleb Plant's a very disciplined guy. So with a guy like that, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems with that guy like that. And I think this is going to be a hell of a fight. I mean, you guys going to be totally entertained. For the Canelo fans out there rooting for Canelo, y'all going to root like mad because this fight going to be crazy. Right? For the Caleb Plant fans, y'all going to be rooting like mad too. It's gonna be quite a fight. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm telling you, man, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great. What you need in the building? Just K. Saunders drank too much beer with fury. Man, I predict this fight will turn up past 4 rounds. Yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be a crazy fight. Now they talk about memorable fights. We're gonna see something like that. We're gonna see something like that. That's what this looks like it's gonna turn out to be. So, but I'm not gonna get you guys too hyped up or anything. It can go 100 million different ways. Canelo could just knock out Plant in the first round. Anything can happen. I don't think it's likely, but anything can happen in boxing. Caleb Plant can knock out Canelo. I mean, anything can happen in boxing, right? There's all kinds of possibilities, but is it likely? Hell no. Now, having said that, Caleb Plant has shocked everybody by knocking down whatever the guy's name is, Usategui, right? He actually knocked him down, right? Twice, early on in the fight. So you just never know with Caleb Plant. Like I said before, he hit Usategui with the same punch Andre Ward hit Sullivan Barrera with and knocked him down. So, don't underestimate Caleb Plant's power. I hope Canelo ain't underestimating him because he's smaller. He's a smaller dude. You walk into a shot by Caleb Plant and you mightn't get back up. You know what I'm saying? But Canelo's a smart fighter, and again, he has defense. And we're going to see. We're going to really see how this fight turn out. I'm telling you, man. I can't wait to see what Canelo bring up to the table pulls from his sleeve. He's not. Canelo saying he gonna knock out Caleb Plant in 8. That's not happening, bro. That's not happening. Boxers talk and say they gonna knock out this and that. You ain't knocking out shit. That dude have enough defense. If you couldn't knock out Danny Jacobs, you ain't knocking out Caleb Plant. I'm just telling you that right now. You're not knocking out Caleb Plant. Because Caleb Plant's a sharper, better version, strong as fuck, version of Danny Jacobs. So Canelo should just be aware of that fact. He's a defensive fighter too. You might be a defensive fighter. You might have gotten that 1-2 in on Caleb Plant. But trust me, you ain't going to do that in the fight. That's not happening like that. At least it's not going to happen like that. Also, understand, Caleb Plant ain't knocking out Canelo Alvarez. That ain't happening. It's never going to happen. Canelo's not even left his feet in boxing. He has done the skanky leg way back in the day when he was just coming up. Okay, so let's just remember that. Now, of course, both guys have enough power to knock each other out. We know this, right? Canelo particularly, right? But that's not going to happen because these guys got two good defense. These are two very good defensive fighters, right? So don't put your expectations high. If one of them gets knocked out, cool, right? But I doubt that's going to happen. All right, that's highly unlikely. But please stop comparing Caleb Plant to Billy Joe Saunders. Billy Joe Saunders had poor work ethic, blew himself up in between fights. Ninja know he wasn't ready and was stalling like hell. So we don't bring Billy Joe Saunders into this equation. This dude didn't believe in his ability and his skills. Waited till the 5th, 6th round to try and do something. By then Canelo had tagged up his body. All right. Edgar Zariat says, you mean it's going to be a classic knockout? Or what do you mean by classic? Motherfucker, there ain't going to be no knockouts. Nobody's knocking out anybody in this fight. But I'm going to guarantee you this. It's going to be one hell of a fight. When the action starts, y'all going to be tripped. Y'all going to be, oh shit. It's going to be explosive. Like, I believe this fight's going to have its moments where it's just this explosion that's going to happen between the two fighters. That's what I'm talking about. All right? And we will see who will be first, and we'll see who controls what, and if the control will stay that way or if it will ebb and flow. Because I'm telling you, man, both guys know their boxing. And I can clearly see that now. You know? So, if you're looking for a knockout, that fight, I don't think that fight's going to give you a knockout. But if you're looking for an exciting fight, tactical but exciting fight, explosive fight, this is going to be the fight. It's not going to be explosive all the time, obviously. But this is the fight. And you all going to have to respect size for a minute now. Because it's guys with similar speed. Similar IQ, clearly. So the longer, taller, bigger guy is Caleb Plant in the whole process. That don't mean Canelo can't handle that or deal with that. But he ain't no fucking Callum Smith and he ain't no fucking Billy Joe Saunders. This is not Billy Joe Saunders and Callum Smith you watching that. And you're not going to see that attitude either. Alright? You're going to see something totally different in the ring. So I'm letting you know that one time. And Canelo knows that. He's very much aware of that from the last altercation that happened. Right? So, and the fact that, you know, he's telling the guy, don't call me motherfucker. And he said, motherfucker. He came right back at him with motherfucker and calling the two of them bitches. Caleb ain't got no respect for Canelo. He ain't afraid of Canelo. None of that. So this is great. This is great because now you're going to have two clashes. This is going to be a real fight. I don't know how it's going to turn out in terms of who will win. I can't tell you that. Okay? I really don't know. It's two skilled fighters. And one is proving that he's smarter than we thought he was. Alright, we thought the lack of experience he wouldn't be smart enough. He's really smart. Okay? So, we're going to see how this whole thing shapes up in the end. It's two determined guys to make history because you're talking about the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world. So, motherfuckers going to be hungry for that. Who wants it more? It might come down to. You know, it might come down to that, and we're going to see. We're going to see. It's going to be a hell of a fight. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is going to be a hell of a fight, and you guys are going to want to replay that fight over and over again, regardless of who wins. And somebody's going to win. I'm telling you, somebody's going to win this fight. It's not going to be a draw. I don't think so. Them guys wanted too bad. Caleb really wanted. You could see that. So we're going to see. We're going to see. Anyway, what you need in the building is almost 30 minutes into this video. I'm so excited for this fight. I do not know who will win, so don't ask me that question. I like both fighters, to be honest with you. So I'm just watching to see how this thing turns out. Don't ask me for prediction. I told you this is a 50-50 fight. I'm not going to give no prediction for this fight. I'm not giving a prediction for this fight. I ain't giving a prediction for Joshua versus Usyk. And I bet you these fights will turn out to be 50-50 fights. They're going to be real close fights, right? And I'm not giving you a prediction for Crawford versus Porter. Not giving you one. Because I'm telling you, man, these are close fights. You'll see what I'm talking about. And y'all going to be like, oh, I want to see that again. Y'all might ask for it again. Because it's be so good. It's like Sean Porter versus Errol Spence. You remember that fight? That was a close-ass fight, right? It's gonna be something like that, but not so much action, like not so continuously action packed. Sean Porter versus Terrence Crawford might be continuously action packed. Usyk versus Joshua will be more tactical. I think there will still be a lot of action, but and with Caleb Plant versus Canelo, there's gonna be a lot of action too. But I expected to have these moments where nothing, they're throwing punches and stuff, but they're really tactically trying to get an advantage on each other. So they're going to be those moments where they do that, and then it just be this tremendous explosion. And talk about explosive. Both of them guys is just ridiculously quick. Okay? They're ridiculously quick and explosive. You don't blink. If you blink, you don't see the whole thing. So I'm loving that. I'm telling you, man, I love it when we get like the highest level of boxing. You're talking about the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world, a pound for pound king. That's top tier boxer right there, versus the IBF champion, super middleweight champion, who considers himself the best super middleweight out there and wants to prove it. That's gonna be fireworks. That's not like Callum Smith versus Canelo, man. Callum Smith, you saw them throw down. You actually saw them throw down this time, right? So you got a little taste of what really will happen on fight night. When we will see. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see. Oh man, I love this. Anyways, people, what you need in the building. Don't forget you can also donate via Western Union or MoneyGram to my channel, but you can also share my videos, subscribe, etc. We don't have to agree on everything, but one thing I want to say is let's be realistic about things. Some of y'all is just fanboys, man, of one guy, and you're not flexible enough to see when there's good competition out there. Even if Canelo wins this fight, it's gonna be something that's earned. He gonna earn that super middleweight championship, and that's what we want. We want him to be tested. We want him to face the very best and come out victorious. So what I'm trying to say to people is, if you're a Canelo fan, you should be happy that Caleb Plant ain't respecting him, not looking at him a certain way. But a lot of y'all is just fanboys. So y'all talking about he gonna knock him out at 9, and y'all talking about Caleb Plant like he's some guy, like he's the weakest link in the division. Y'all don't know boxing, man. Y'all don't know boxing. Y'all gonna learn. I told y'all David Benavidez, besides Callum Smith, David Benavidez was the weakest link in the division. He ain't got no fucking defense, man. You gotta have defense. Canelo would beat his ass. He would beat David Benavidez' ass as we stand. Caleb Plant would beat David Benavidez' ass as he stands. They just a different level of fighter right now. They got defense. David Benavidez, he's young, and he's developing his game. He trying to get a fight with Jamal Charlo. But I don't, he's trying to say how he gonna go down and wait and stuff. I'm like, come on, man. You too young for this. David, you need to get smart. You at 168, you stay at 168. You don't go down on 160. What is wrong with you, bro? What's wrong? And you done already a big guy and you miss weight and all kinds of stuff, dude. Stop it. Stay at 168. Do what you do at 168. And when Jamal Charlo is ready, he will move up to 168, and that's when you can face him. Don't be so hungry for fights that you're going to sacrifice and then make yourself get beat up and knocked out. No, that's not necessary for your career. Bro, you good at 168. Don't go down to 160 and try. He says how in the offseason you're going to try and make 160. But dude, don't do that. You're a big bone guy. That ain't necessary. You ain't no Hector Camacho anyway. And you've been 168 all your life. What the hell's wrong with this dude? So, I mean, as a pro at least. So, no, man. Don't go down to 160, man. Anyways, man, what you need in the building? I'm gonna catch you guys later. Let me just leave you guys with a piece of scripture here that I read. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, for he is good, and his mercy will endure forever. You know, God got your back if you believe in the Most High God. I'm gonna catch you guys later, man. Peace. Deuces.